That is a very cold, very windy sea. I'm coming back in the cabin. It's day 2 of our cruise, boys and girls. The first full day, first night waking up, or first morning, I guess, waking up on a cruise ship. And the important news is I survived. I have not been sick. I have not felt sick. I have been taking travel sickness tablets. I am toying with the idea of maybe tomorrow not, and seeing what happens, because tomorrow we've got a full day in Amsterdam. So if there's going to be a day where I see if I need them, I guess tomorrow would be the day. But yeah, it is our first full day on the ship. Itinerary for the day, it's already nearly 10 o'clock and we've only just got up because we were up late last night. But it was worth it because having late night snacks was awesome. If you haven't seen that video yet, you should go back and watch that. That came out at some point in the past. I don't know how often I'm releasing these videos yet, but plan for today, we're gonna head and grab some breakfast in a minute. Then roughly in about 2.5, 3 hours, we should be arriving in the Netherlands. There's a big lock apparently that you go in when you get to the Netherlands, which I'm quite keen to watch. And then we've got about 4 hours cruising down canals before we get into Amsterdam around 4:30, 5 o'clock today. The ship then stays in Amsterdam for a full 24 hours. So it's there until sort of tea time tomorrow. So if we want to, we have the option to get off the ship tonight and go and have a night out in Amsterdam. I don't know that we will. I guess we'll see how the day goes. But yeah, very excited. There's lots of activities to keep us amused throughout the day as well. We might go and try out some of those. How are you feeling with the travel sickness and whatnot? I see you're holding travel sickness tablets in your hands right now.
Don't like it. I can feel it, and there's 2 boats out there.
You can feel the ship moving, but you're not being sick. Let's go and get some breakfast in you. That's yeah, there are boats out there. It's the sea. But yeah, there's definitely boats out at sea as well. It's very cold out there. Don't know that it was worth getting a balcony cabin in February. Little tip for anyone looking to do a cruise of their own: you don't spend a lot of time on the balcony at this time of year. Breakfast is chaos. That is a line all the way out to the pool. There's another one in the other direction. There's nowhere to sit. It took us a little while to find somewhere to actually sit down. The people queuing up for the food now have got no hope of sitting down. We've been down here nearly an hour, and breakfast stopped serving in about half an hour. There's no way the people at the back of that queue are going to get to the front of the queue, get their food and find somewhere to eat before breakfast stops serving. Absolute chaos. There is not enough seating and food for the amount of people in here trying to get their breakfast. Job number 1 for this morning: find alternative places on this ship where we can have breakfast tomorrow. Or get up a little bit earlier would be the other one, because they do start serving from like 6 a.m, so we could have just come down. I imagine if we were in here at 6:30 this morning, we probably could have lied down across several tables each and it would have been fine. But yeah, this is absolutely bonkers. We're back from breakfast, but we have a man down, and it's not the one we were expecting, but she's broken. She's had a travel sickness tablet. We've also stuck these all over her body, these little nicotine patches, to motion sickness patch. She's got one behind her ear, one on her tummy, and we've got the wristbands as well that she won't wear because apparently they look silly.
Because I've got chubby, since I was a baby, and my mum called me Michelin Man, I have chubby.
You are also lying on a bed, so no one's going to see.
Because this way, I'm not rocking.
But you could put the wristbands on there and feel better. But yeah, we've opened the door a little bit to let some air in. I'm going to go and explore the ship while Anna just... Well, I'm back from my little wander around the ship. Didn't find anything I hadn't already seen last night. I think if I go up a floor, there is a spa up there and possibly an adults only section. So I'm going to go and have a little rummage around that in a bit, but I just nipped back to the room to check on Anna. She's fast asleep. However, I looked out on the balcony and I can see the Netherlands. It's there. And I think that's where we're aiming for, that little, looks like port dock area. I think that's where we're going in. I think that's where the lock is, and I am quite looking forward to just being a geek and enjoying the mechanism of the lock when we get there. So I think I'm going to stick around in the room for a bit so I can watch it from this balcony. Even though it's freezing cold, it is 4 degrees. Probably more with the wind chill coming in off the sea. It is proper cold, but that looks fun. I need to go back in though, it's so cold. Well, boys and girls, I am fairly confident this is the Netherlands. And over there, I think, is the lock that we're about to go into. But this is, there's a big old beach over there. All sorts of stuff going on. But down there, apparently we've got 4 hours going down this canal. The Netherlands, everybody. Only the second time I've ever been here. It is 3 degrees here in the Netherlands, by the way. I assumed it was a similar climate to home, where it was like 11 degrees when we left. It is cold, and I am glad I checked the weather before we left and packed for the cold, because now I can sit out here and watch this lock, which we are very close to hitting now. Well, I hope we don't hit it. So we are now in the lock. As you can see, it is shut at both ends. I'm not sure if the water level is raising or lowering. Apparently it only changes about 20 centimetres anyway. I think it's going down. I think it's lower here than it was in the sea. And then that's the canal that we're going to head on towards Amsterdam. It is now swirling rain out here as well, and freezing cold. But I am determined to get my money's worth and enjoy watching the mechanism. I like to watch mechanisms, especially if Anna is feeling a little bit rough. This might be the only cruise I ever get to do. So I'm going to enjoy the mechanism, boys and girls. Right, I don't know if this is a cruise thing, a P&O thing, this ship thing, this cruise thing, but meal times are just absolute chaos. It's absolute madness. I thought breakfast was a one-off, but we've come down for lunch at like 2 o'clock and nowhere to sit again. We eventually found a table by just kind of hovering near some people who looked like they were nearly finished and then pouncing when they got up. Half of the stuff at the buffet is not there. It's all gone and doesn't seem to be getting replaced. Or if it does get replaced, it gets hoovered up by the people who just stand there next to it. I'm not going to hold up the whole... Basically, the reason there's queues at the buffet is because people are walking through, and if they get to something they want and it's not there, they just stop and wait, and everyone behind them has to then queue for ages until the food comes out. But it then means that the 3 people who are stopping and waiting for that eat it all. So those of us who are just trying to get through, every time we go through, there's nothing there, and I'm not going to stand and wait there when I've already had to stand and wait to get here. So I've had chips for the 3rd time in less than 24 hours on the ship. And I think we need to check out some of the other dining options on here, but it's not immediately obviously clear to me as a newbie which ones of those are actually included in our price. It's also really hard to get just water. We just want to fill up our water bottles. The only water fountains we've seen, like water dispensers, are in the buffet, but that has a big sign on it saying for hygiene reasons, do not fill up your water bottle with it. But there doesn't seem to be anywhere else on the ship where we can either fill up water bottles or even just buy bottles of water. They don't do disposable cups at the Costa or anything, so they're not selling disposable drinks bottles, but it means that we've got a fridge in our room that's just empty. We can't seem to get any water to put in it. Anna's literally just gone and got like 3 cups of water and filled up her water bottle from the cups, and it seems insane. I feel like we're doing it wrong somehow, and I'm sure you'll let us know in the comments, but this video is not coming out until we get back, so it won't help. Grumpiness over though. We have now come out the back of that restaurant we were just in and found another little pool that nobody's using. It does appear to be raining out here, which is not ideal, but I guess in the summer some of the seating problems are resolved by the fact that there's all these outdoor seating areas, and I guess in the summer people grab their food from in there, in that restaurant, and then come out here and eat it. But at this time of year, when it's 3 degrees and pouring with rain, everyone has to sit down inside the ship, and I guess that's one of the reasons why we can't ever find anywhere to sit. But as you can see, we are pretty much in Amsterdam now, and should be, I'm going to say the word is parking. We'll be parking soon. Well, I've dropped Anna off again in the room so she can stretch her back out and come upstairs. Haven't been upstairs yet, so I'm now on the highest floor you can get to from the staircase outside our room. Turns out the spa is just there, pretty much directly above our cabin, which is cool. And then we've got ships for a start. So we are very nearly into Amsterdam now. There's a whole no entry thing there. I think this is the walking track, but it looks like it's closed, presumably because of the bad weather. And then we've got another bar up here, but again, it's all pretty miserable, enclosed in the rain, but lots more seating that you can't use in this weather. So I am starting to see the drawback of coming on a cruise in February to Central Europe, Northern Europe. Where are we? Not anywhere up, that's for sure. Come around here and have a little look out the other side, see what's what. Try not to get too soaked. It's like walking on real grass. Well, it's really sludgy underfoot actually. Yeah, and then we've got a no entry sign there, so we can't really do laps at the moment. What we can do is duck in to the odd little dry bit and have a look at the other side as we enter Amsterdam. Not quite as scenic as the other side. So I've now made it up even further. The sunbathing area, oddly not being used. It is pouring down with rain now. This does not bode well for getting off the ship shortly and exploring Amsterdam. But I think I'm going to go back in the dry. There is another way to go up even further, but I suspect it's just more of the same. And again, you can go up a little bit higher over there as well, but I think I have now made it to as high up the ship. Oh, what the hell. We'll go up one more. Who knows? It could be the most awesome secret special thing ever up here. Nope. No, it's just more of this. I really am on top of the ship now. It's actually quite a cool view from up here. But I, for sure, want to get downstairs and get back in the dry. I'm not even wearing a coat. We are now getting into bits of Amsterdam that I actually recognise from when we were here a few years ago for TwitchCon, which, by the way, if you want to see that video, that's over on the Vlog Archive channel. I'll endeavour to link to that down in the description below. But we had a very cool few days in Amsterdam, although not quite so cool route home. You need to go and watch the little mini-series. Things happened on the way home that I hope don't happen on the way home from here. But what I was trying to say was that is the train station, the back of it. But me and Anna have actually seen it from this angle before, because when we were here before, we did a canal boat tour that actually brought us, I think, up that canal there. And then we kind of, yeah, I think we came up there, I think, and then we kind of looped round this backside of the train station and then back into the city, the other side of it. But that is the train station. That's where the Eurostar comes in. That's where our train back home last time never turned up. And yeah, this is Amsterdam, boys and girls. We are literally coming right into the centre of it. I think, based on my memory of last time, we dock around here somewhere. This is certainly where I saw cruise ships last time we were here. They did mention on the little announcement earlier today that they have to come in, turn around, and then they dock right in the city centre so that we can just get off and go about our business. It is 3:15 now. The aim is for us to be able to have boots on the ground in Amsterdam by 5 p.m. So I don't know what time it gets dark here. I haven't checked, but I want to be out there. I want to go and do Amsterdam. Look, Amsterdam. Okay, I didn't know there was a Wagamama here. I mean, I know we only had it a couple of days ago in Southampton, but we might have to go and have a Dutch Wagamama. Would that be weird, going to Wagamama when we're in Amsterdam? It would be weird, wouldn't it? We might end up going. Well, we have made it off the ship. This is Amsterdam. And this is probably all we're going to see of it today, because it is 5:20. It's already getting dark. It is absolutely throwing it down with rain, and it's 2 degrees, and with the wind chill feels even colder. We took one step out of the cruise terminal. It is freezing cold. The rain is coming at us from all directions, and we discovered as we were getting off that we've actually got longer here tomorrow than we thought. We thought we were arriving now and starting to sail back to Southampton around this time tomorrow. The all aboard time for tomorrow is just before midnight tomorrow night. So we looked at the weather, and tomorrow it's not due to be raining between like 10 and 4, and it's going to be 12 degrees. So I think we're actually just going to get back on the ship and take advantage of an empty ship for tonight while everyone else is out and about, and just get up early-ish tomorrow and do some time in Amsterdam tomorrow. Ultimately, the goal of this trip was to see how we got on with cruising, not to see Amsterdam again. So I'm not worried about it. I just don't want to be out in the cold and the rain and the wet and we had a look, it's a half an hour walk to Dam Square, which is where the rubber duck shop we want to go to is. It's where I got my lovely bit of Barlin from last time. We could get an Uber, but I've tried for some reason I don't have Uber or Free Now or anything on my phone. I got a new phone recently, and I'm only getting 3G, so I need to go back on the ship and download those apps on the Wi-Fi. More thought could have been put into this, but I think we'll be fine. Just heading back onto the ship, having an early tea. There's a Lady Gaga tribute act on tonight, so go make the most of that. What I would quite like to do, I'm just going to have a little walk down there. I've left Anna in there in the dry and in the warm. I'm just going to see if there's like a little shop somewhere that I can maybe buy some water from, or just something along those lines, just to take back on. I don't know if you're even allowed to do that, but we want some water for our room, and I just don't see any way to get it. There's nowhere on the ship we can buy it from. So I'm just going to have a quick walk up here. I think there's a Subway here, which, I mean, I do have a bit of a tradition. As soon as I arrive in a new city, I head straight to Subway. We did it in Barcelona. Anna's going to think I'm bonkers if I walk back to her with a Subway. But I'm hoping I'm just going to stick my head around this corner and there's going to be a convenience store of some kind. There's bottles of water in Subway. I could just go in there and grab some. But fingers crossed. Don't know what this building is here, actually. This is not an entrance to the passenger terminal. Is this all to do with the cruise terminal? Oh, there is no shop down there. That is literally where you park your cars. Okay, in that case, we get back on the ship. This is, without question, the quietest this ship has been since we got on it. We are on our way down to the actual dining room, which we've not been to yet, but we figured after the chaos we've had at breakfast and lunch today, and the chaos we've just had getting off the ship and then immediately getting back on it again, we would go and have a nice little sit-down, proper dining room experience. So we're snazzied up. This is us in our finest. Don't we look pretty? People of TikTok, this one is on you, because I asked on TikTok how to avoid the chaotic buffet experience. You said, go to the main dining room. We just went to the main dining room and were directed to our shared table that another couple were already sitting at. We literally just spun around and left.
We don't share.
We are not sharing a table with strangers.
You have to talk.
That's madness. So we're now, I think, going to go to the buffet. Or we could try one of the other restaurants, maybe. We are not sharing a table. Right, we haven't gone to the buffet. We are in Saffron, which is one of the included restaurants that has rather tasty stuff on it by the looks of it. This is the menu. Anna was absolutely sold on miso glazed tuna and didn't need to look any further. So we're having this. Looks all right. Very snazzy. And it's a table for two, which is ideal. Say hello. Table for two. I have a tiny salad in a tiny bowl. Then Anna has a tiny soup in a tiny bowl. It's tiny bowls. As speaking on behalf of fat people everywhere, I am glad the buffet will be open later if this is a representative of the portion sizes in here. By the way, there were loads of vegan and vegetarian options, so there were lots of choices. There wasn't very much of that up in the buffet, but there were like 3 or 4 different vegetarian options on the menu in here, so there is a way to navigate it if you want to avoid eating meat. Of course, I'm on holiday, so I ignored the vegan option, and I got a steak with, I want to say 11 chips maybe, and Anna got her wet fish. She hasn't had wet fish for ages, so took it off the menu at Wagamama. You all right? I would like to publicly apologise for nearly killing Anna because she was just taking a tablet and then laughed and almost died.
Yes, I did.
We're so out of place in here. We really are. This is bad. We need to get us to Butlins. And then because I am the epitome of sophistication, I'm having a cheese board. I like a digestive biscuit. Basically, I know I can go up to the buffet and have cake afterwards. So this is my way of getting 4 courses. Anna's just got a cake. What cake is that?
Lemon and poppy seed.
There we go.
With, yogurt gel.
Ice gems on top.
It's not.
Well, we're back in our room. We had our dinner. We then went and saw a Lady Gaga tribute act. And it's now 8:30 and we're back in our room. This isn't the end of the day, because I learnt yesterday, I like Horlicks. So we are going to be going up to the buffet at like 11 o'clock for Horlicks time. But now I think we're just going to come back here, hang out for a bit, because the show in the arena tonight is country music, I think, and it's not really our thing. The Lady Gaga thing was in the bar. We have got tomorrow's menu, which Anna's now trying to steal from me, so we can plan what we're going to do tomorrow. Looks like there's a comedian on tomorrow, but yeah, I mean, I know I told you all off.
Oh, there's a silent disco.
There you go, there's a silent disco tomorrow. I know I told you all off, particularly the TikTok people, for sending us to the dining room, but actually the place we ended up having dinner was really nice, really good. Good food and constant flowing supply of water. They couldn't fill our water glasses up enough. It's like they saw my TikTok from earlier. We still have no water for the room, but we're hydrated now and we're going to be going up to the buffet again in a couple of hours, so we should be good. But I just, the whole not being able to get drinks thing does baffle me. All the shops on the ship are shut because we're docked. We can't even go and buy a Toblerone at the moment because all the shops are duty free and they are all closed. So if we want to buy anything other than drinks from the bar, we have to get off the ship and go into Amsterdam, and we ain't doing that. What have you done?
There's a theme quiz. It's geography.
Oh, there you go, geography quiz tomorrow. So we will see you in a couple of hours when we go for Horlicks. But for now, I'm going to be an old man and read my book, or a young man and play my Steam Deck. Who knows which one of those is most likely to happen. I feel at this point this video is in danger of just descending into me telling you how busy the buffet is, but we just came down for the start of late night snacks, which start at 10:30 p.m. I wanted my Horlicks and some shawarma. The queue is as long as it was at breakfast. There's nowhere to sit in there again, so that serves until 2 a.m. So I think we're going to go back to the room for a bit and come back in an hour or so and try again, because when we went in there last night, we didn't go to the show. I think the show we saw last night started at 10:30, and then we were in there a good hour or so. So when we got in there at 11:30 last night, it wasn't too bad. So I think we'll try again in an hour or so. It's not like we need to be rushing to bed or rushing to get up in the morning. So it's fine. It's just always busy in there. Always. 10 to midnight and we are heading back to the buffet for some Horlicks and some supper. I don't think you need to come with us. I just wanted to demonstrate my commitment to the cause of wanting to get my money's worth. So we'll end the video there. Tomorrow we actually get off the ship and go into Amsterdam, so make sure you come back for the next video in this little mini series. But for now, if you've enjoyed this one, please leave us a nice big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel for lots more exciting travel shenanigans. And thank you very much for watching.